couple of challenges here in hearing some audio, but I believe that you all are hearing something. Let's go to here. Yeah, you're hearing something. What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Instagram. How you all doing? I see you, I see you. I see you, I see you, I see you, and I'm excited. Let me know if I need to turn this music down a little bit, because I may have to. Good morning, everybody. Excellent Saturday to you. Great morning, great morning. Testing 1, 2. Check, check. Mic check, 1, 2. I see you, I see you, I see you. All right. Okay, let's get started. How about this? So good to see you guys. I missed you. All right, yeah, we're just gonna go that way and just kill the music a little bit, so we can kind of, as I like to get on with the business of getting it on with you. It is so good to see you. Happy and blessed Saturday morning to each and every one of you. I hope that you can all hear me well. We're having some unique challenges with the microphone, but it's okay and it's all good because it's all happening and it's all happening live here on Saturday morning at the Mitch Race Podcast with you all. How are you doing out there? Let me know. Oh, so good to see you. All right. So I hope that everybody has had a great morning. I am Mitch Race. And actually, I hope you've had a great week. And I am Mitch Race. And I help middle-aged to seasoned people who are distracted and unclear gain clarity and vision so that they can become the best version of themselves while earning their desired high-level income to match their image. And that being said, if you all can hear me, I would just appreciate like a little thumbs up or something out there just to let me know. Can everyone hear? Let me know. And good morning. Good morning from Florida. Ah, greatness. Yes, yes. Okay. I want to thank you so very, very much for that. Always destined for greatness. And let's get with it. Okay. Uh, as you recall, the last time I did this is, by the way, known as Invisibility 2. And the reason why it's Invisibility 2 is because Invisibility 1, and I think I'm having a little cable problem here, but it's going to be okay. Again, we're going to make this work. Invisibility 1, the first time I broached this topic, was only on Instagram. And I did not release it on Facebook because we had some technical difficulties, which we are now working out. That being said, here we are, because I thought this was going to be valuable enough to cover again, but it's different this time because I'm covering this for the second time, and this time it's going to be on two. I'm covering two topics along with this. But just for a refresher, I'd asked a question, and what I had asked was, what would we feel? What would we think if we were to ask an acquaintance, a family member, a friend, or perhaps even a stranger, how are you feeling? And they said, invisible. And I asked people to take a pause. I'm going to ask you all to take another pause. What would you do? Because now you're meeting an invisible person for the first time and you're talking with an invisible person. Maybe not for the first time, but you're talking with them, or at least somebody who considers themselves to be invisible. And the definition of that, at the very least, would be unseen. Are we cool? Yeah. So in psychology, just briefly, invisibility refers to the subjective experience of feeling unseen or disregarded by others in a social setting, often stemming from societal prejudices or marginalization, where a person feels their identity, abilities, and worth are not acknowledged or valued by the larger group, leading to a sense of disconnection and alienation, essentially feeling like one doesn't exist socially. So to reframe this, hopefully in a more, I guess, a practical way, have you ever felt like no one sees you? Have you ever felt unseen? Have you ever felt unheard at a party, at a company function, in an employee lunchroom, in a classroom, in an at a meeting, even at home with your family? Do you feel or have you ever felt unseen due to your religious beliefs, due to your race, your gender, your income? If you can relate, I want you to put relate in there. Let me know. A lot of the feeling of invisibility happens in the workplace. Your true value can get lost in the company or workplace. For example, you may feel funny, lost in what may be a disproportionate number of people there that are your race. And there's a possibility also of discrimination that can contribute to that. And as a result, you may feel less valuable. You may feel your abilities or your contributions are not acknowledged, even if it's not a matter of race, respected, or utilized in a way you think would be more helpful or beneficial. You may feel a diminished sense of your personal value. And where your personal value is concerned, any lessening of this aspect of you can mean reduction in your self esteem, how you feel about you, your self image, how you see yourself, and your confidence. And all of this can lead to an unhealthiness, an unwell sense of connection to others, and an aloneness, and alienate you from living, learning from, participating with, celebrating, and thriving with others socially. Essentially, all of this means not living your best life. Value? Please let me know if you're getting that. So today, really honestly, because I've gotten so excited about this topic, because there are a lot of us who do feel like this. And I realize that. And I also realize how important it is. As we go on, you're gonna see why. Because my goal is to shine a light on something that I think deserves more attention, and that is the invisibility. That is invisibility. And partly because I don't personally feel it is something that we often think about enough and discuss with each other. I don't hear it a lot. I also feel that there is a huge number of people that experience invisibility and that it's going to increase, and that we get to choose to love to understand and develop our senses to see and acknowledge invisible people better and clearer, and our own experiences of invisibility so that we can also see ourselves better and clearer. Copy? You got me? I honestly believe on really, and I do believe this, that a lot of hate crimes are committed by invisible people. They've been marginalized or who have been marginalized and have been or do feel unseen or disregarded by others socially. And that this is their way of becoming the visible person that they feel the world deserves to see. And the reason why I'm kind of like on this particularly because I don't really talk about news and stuff, and I don't know how many people actually do and are watching this or have watched it. But there was a recent incident here in New York, and you may have heard about it, that took place here, where a young migrant teen was killed and another injured, and they suspect that it was a hate crime. I'm not saying that the person has committed a hate crime, or excuse me, I'm not considering. Yeah, I'm not. What I'm saying is that that the crime that they committed. I don't know whether or not they have feelings of invisibility. I don't know that because I don't know them, and they're still investigating exactly why. But if you look at the psychological aspect of invisibility, it refers to the subjective experience of feeling unseen or disregarded by others in a social setting. And that should actually kind of um, ring a bell. To reframe this another way, it could be looked at as an assault on an invisible people because a lot of people don't see migrants. They don't want to see them, they don't see them, they don't exist, and many people just want them to go away or wish that they weren't here. And I'm sure that maybe some of them, many of them, probably feel the exact same way. I'm going to talk a little bit about something called invisibility syndrome, and I'm also going to talk about um, what invisibility is like during the holidays. Invisibility syndrome, I don't know if anyone has heard of this, but it's a psychological experience where someone feels that their talents, abilities, and worth are not valued or recognized by society due to prejudice or racism. It can be caused by stereotypes, microaggressions, or presumptions. And invisibility syndrome can have negative effects on mental and physical health, including anger, chronic indignation, depression, disillusionment, hopelessness, hypertension, substance abuse, and pervasive discontent. The concept of invisibility syndrome has been used to describe the experiences of African Americans for decades. For example, African American men may experience feelings of invisibility in the public education system, and they may also perceive that others will treat them unfairly because of their race, which can negatively impact their mental health. And I'm just going to say this um, as a dedicated voice, a teacher, and a coach in my zone of genius and self esteem and self image, self worth, and confidence, that there's a ton of valuable things to unpack here about this. And there's just so much. And I definitely want to get back to you on this, and I'm going to get back to you all on this and cover this more respectfully and thoroughly because it's something that is deserving of coverage. But in the interest of time, I just wanted to be able to present this topic as really valuable. Invisibility during the holiday season is something that is a big, big deal right now, too, because it's often a really lonely season for a lot of people. And we don't see a lot of what goes on within people. We can't. It's hard because we're so locked into what's going on with our holidays and our family, and we may not even notice that it's even in our own family, and we may not even notice that invisibility is affecting us. So I really wanted to kind of talk about that a little bit and unpack this as much as I could. Invisibility may refer to the feeling of being ignored or overlooked during the holiday season. And here's some of the ways that you could manage stress and depression during the holidays. Be realistic because the holiday season, as I said, can be long and full of commitments. We don't get the chance to do that. So let's be realistic in how we manage our stress. We need to maintain healthy habits. Try to keep up with your healthy habits the best way you possibly can out here. We're running around. We're doing a lot. We're burning energy with family, with ourselves. We're going here, we're going there. We have to eat and maintain rest and be hydrated. We have to take good care of ourselves. That's going to help with being visible. Go with the flow. Try to be flexible with your time and with everything else. Maybe do less. Consider doing a little less because sometimes, as they say, the kids say, well, what? Sometimes we do too much. Let's face it. Reach out. Try to connect with others. If you're having problems with your visibility and you don't feel like you're being heard, you don't feel like you're being seen, and I know that there are people out there that do feel that way, do know that you are, okay? But you got to reach out. Let somebody know that you are there. Try to connect with others, get around people and get around a community of people, by the way. That's facts. Holidays are a great time to do that. Get around a community of people who are having a good time and who value you for you, who want to celebrate you and celebrate with you. Get around people. There are communities out here right now. They're reaching out to people. Reach back. They want to know you. They let them get to know you because you will be seen and you are seen. A good community will know your value and they will be with you. Get moving. Physical activity can help. Keep moving. That's the way you become visible as well. Keep moving, keep going, keep exercising, keep walking, keep running, keep saying good morning, keep active. Make small adjustments. Consider making small changes. Don't try to take on the whole kit and caboodle. Don't try to change everything in one fell swoop. It's just not going to happen. But make small adjustments. There's also grief that takes place during the holidays, and that can be triggered by so many things. And our resident expert, Sonia Dungy, on hardship, can tell you a lot about that. But grief during the holidays is something that I think strikes many, many people. You ever heard, like, if you're hearing a certain song that brings back all of these memories? Well, you might want to consider, okay, consider that song, and that might give you some comfort. But if that song's making you feel depressed or if making you feel a certain way, turn that song off and put on something that's going to uplift you. Put on a podcast, put on some uplifting Christmas music, put on something other than just sinking into despair, a sad song that's just going to make you sadder and bring the party down. I'm not saying that you don't honor people with the memory of a song and that it doesn't bring back good memories. I'm just saying don't sink into the despair of a sad song. If it's making you feel a certain way, change the energy, pick it up. You can do that. Give yourself permission. That's going to, because playing a sad song is going to make you invisible. You're going to want to shrink back, possibly. And you're not going to want to connect with others. And that's what invisibility does. It disconnects you. And that's what the enemy does once you're disconnected from people. Another thing that can trigger invisibility and grief, seeing a gift that someone would have loved. And while I love that as well, there's nothing like a memory of seeing something that someone loved, and that will bring back sometimes and trigger painful memories. But it should also maybe give you a sense of gratitude and bring back sweet memories that you shared. And if you can kind of focus in on those things, I think you're better for it. I think you'll be much, much better for it. And be grateful that you had a gift or someone maybe gave you a gift or maybe even the gift that you gave. Because like I said, I have memories too. I have great memories of exchanging gifts with my mom. But I kind of look at it as I'm just grateful to have had those memories. And yeah, they may bring a tear to you. They may bring more than one tear, but that's okay. That's okay. Just don't wallow in it. Just don't wallow in it. Just don't sink again in a sea of tears, and bring yourself to a point where as you feel like you need to retract and not be a part of people and not be visible. If you're around people, another trigger is being around people who remind you of them. It's great to be around people and people who celebrated with your people, with the person possibly that you lost or that's no longer with you, or that you have just, it's a memory of someone. But celebrate the memories, celebrate the good times that you had with them. And again, gratitude. Be grateful that you had them for as long as that you did, as long as you did. And when you're around people, be grateful for them. Don't bring the party down. Bring it up. If people start kind of like reminiscing, and everybody's really having and you could see where it's getting sad. Just say, hey, everybody, listen, I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating the memory. Let's celebrate the memory of the person. Let's celebrate because you know what? We're all here. Remind them and remind yourself that you are present, that you are here, and that you're here for a reason, and that you're here this season, and that you're not going to be resigned to a room of invisibility. You're going to be visible. Try to imagine. But another thing that triggers grief is trying to imagine participating in a holiday tradition like Christmas, Thanksgiving, without the person. Again, you're here. Don't try to, don't try to imagine that. If you know anyone who's imagining, oh, and they're saying, I can't imagine going on this season and having a good time while my loved one has passed on. Listen, much respect, much respect, because I know what that feels like. But the feeling of celebrating that person and moving forward, because that's what they would want you to do, that's an empowering feeling. That's going to take you out of the realm of invisibility to being more visible, to being seen, to being heard. And that's what you want. You want to be seen and you want to be heard. You don't want to be resigned to some room somewhere because you can't imagine Christmas without them. It's tough, but don't let it make you invisible. Whereas you won't have any strength enough, you just won't have the strength. You won't have the energy. You won't have the mentality to want to be seen. And it's important because you are valuable. When these things come up, yeah, I see you. I hear you because I have been there. And there's a lot of people in the community who have been there too. But we're choosing to move forward in a different way. We're choosing to become visible people. We took the step of being in a community and celebrating with each other and celebrating each other and being there for each other in these hard times. And in kind of now bringing this a little bit now in for a landing, and I can't tell you how much I really have enjoyed this topic with you. I want to say this, that there are invisible people all around us. They are strangers, they are acquaintances, they are family, they are friends, they are community members, they are loved ones, and they are even you and I. I really hope that this podcast helps us all to hone in a little bit on the unseen, the unheard, and the under and unacknowledged because they need us. They need to be seen. There's so many people out there, the swath of people that we don't see and we don't hear, and they're amongst us, and they are us at times. And whether you're catching this on the live, I want you to know, or whether you're catching this in the replay, honestly, I see you. I see you. You. And you are valuable. You matter. Your voice matters. Your story matters. And your life matters. I want to thank you all so very much for listening to and watching the Mid-Trace podcast this Saturday. I hope you are all doing fantastic out here. And I hope that you all have a fantastic Saturday. And I want to thank you for joining me. And I want you all to bundle up because, as they say, baby, it's cold outside. I've had a great time. Thanks for being here. Everybody have a wonderful and blessed weekend. And I'm going to head over to Instagram and check out some of the comments. And And I'm going to thank you all very, very much for all of them. Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, Facebook. Thank you so very much. Thank you, YouTube. And I'm looking over just some of the comments. Thank you, soothing, informative podcast this morning. Valuable, so valuable. It's a fantastic topic. Thank you. Have a great day as well. Always grateful. Yes, absolutely. Uplifting, uplifter. Yes, you can. Sonia Dungy is one you must get in contact with. I agree. God has given her knowledge and ability and the love to help you through your grief moments. Absolutely. Absolutely. Subject is increasingly worsening in recent weeks. Yes, and I think we can expect, unfortunately, an uptick in that as we go into 2025. Grateful day. Grateful day. Grateful day to you. I want to thank you all again. I want to thank you for your comments. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Yes. Thank you, God, for this. Thank you for your love and support. And I'll talk to you soon, everybody.